What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Drivecast. This is episode 72, and today we're here with me, Nina, and CJ. Speedway is dead again, and Jay has gone back to Africa, and that's the bottom line, because StraightUpHippo said so. Now, we have
Africa.
Yeah, Jay went out to go hang out with his gang members, and Speedway's just dead again.
Yeah, basically. We haven't really got a structure for this one. We usually come in with a shit ton of topics. Today, we're just going to talk and ramble and talk about stuff on our head. So this could go one of two ways. It could be extremely autistic, or it could actually be half decent. So we'll find out.
Half decent or extremely autistic?
I mean,
only half.
It's usually autistic anyway, so it's not like it really makes that much difference.
Setting standards pretty low, are you?
I mean, I don't want to like get people's hopes up and say this is going to be an amazing episode, and then it turns out just to be like the whole way through.
Guys, yeah, the Drivecast, we're doing a giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away this this Xbox controller.
That's what I don't want it to be, and that's why it might be only half decent. Anyway, there's one thing I do want to talk about off the top of my head. I said we haven't really got topics, but this was one pre-made topic we had. 3 Fields Entertainment, otherwise known as the original Burnout devs. This is something which I've been getting hyped about recently, because the prospect of having a Burnout 3 game is like, whoa! What do you guys think of it?
Everyone buy Dangerous Golf now, even if you don't like golf games, so that way we can get a Burnout game.
See, genuinely, like, even though it isn't a car game, it still looks fucking fun.
It looks like it's literally just the crash mode from the Burnout games.
It's Burnout, but golf form.
Yeah.
Golf out.
And I remember when I first saw it, and I kind of just laughed to myself, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, I actually saw it, and I was like, it doesn't actually look that bad, you know? Like, it doesn't look that bad, but at the same time, it's not Burnout. And I haven't got money to spend like that. Spend 15 quid on a golf game.
Thing is, I do, because I have a job.
And I'm so glad that Theo made a video on it, just to publicize the fact that if this game sells well, then they'll have a higher chance of making a Burnout game.
If there was a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe or something where I could put some money into it and I'd get an alpha in return or something, I'd do that.
Yeah.
If they're gonna crowdfund it like that, they need to do it through GoFundMe or Indiegogo, because even if you don't make the goal, you still get to keep all the money. So that way you could easily rack up and ask for the money. Meet the goal. I mean, they would, yeah, but
like I don't think they realize how big they actually are. They're huge. Like 3 Fields Entertainment, I don't think they realize they're not like massive, but with the community's support, especially the racing community, because if you keep that in account, the racing community is it's not as cancerous as the other ones are. As much as we go on about it,
it's getting there.
Well, it's getting there. It's not Call of Duty Infinite Warfare 2 million dislikes. That's all I'm saying. It's on the better side of communities, especially the kind of arcadey inside community we have. Like, when you kind of go into the people who like Burnout, the people who like Need for Speed, and then people like Horizon and stuff, it's a lot less cancerous compared to the kind of like simulator type communities. If you know.
The thing is, with the simulation community, it's not just the community that's toxic. It's the actual developers that are toxic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, the Project Cars developers like flame people on their forums, ban them for random shit. It's pretty funny. And then you have the racing community, where the arcade racing community, where if people don't like one thing wrong about your game, they'll flame you and say the game is shit.
If anyone from 3 Fields is watching this, which I very doubt they are, I'd personally love like a Burnout successor. I was watching some of the old Crash TVs. Does anyone know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching some of the old Crash TVs, and I think his name was Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
And they had Craig on there as well, and they'd all get together and they'd all just talk about certain things. Like, I remember there was a 2-part special when they talked about Big Surf Island. There was one episode where they went to the quarry and messed around, and they'd do little challenges, and I missed that community feel. Criterion were really, really good with that in Paradise, like keeping that community feel up. It felt like a tight-knit community. Obviously, YouTube was a hell of a lot smaller then, but, you know, that was kind of unique for the time, you know, having that Crash TV.
And now they're making fucking Star Wars.
And their game's been canned, the Extreme Sports one. I didn't really have much interest in that anyway.
But still, it could have been cool.
What game?
So you know that Beyond Cars game they were making?
No.
It was announced at E3 a few years ago.
2014.
2014.
I don't remember.
Well, they were making some like extreme sports game, so like including ATVs and snowboards and stuff. And it got canned the other day, so they can focus on Star Wars. It's sad, but at the same time, I didn't really care too much for it anyway, so it was like, whatever. I'm way more interested to see what Three Fields are doing.
But still, think about this. Criterion, now that they're working on Star Wars, when they don't need them anymore, they're most likely not going to... They're not most likely...
Hold on. I need to pause. I completely forgot about this. Forgot to mention Mixcloud.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
God. The fact Cedar doesn't even know. So anyway, so if you, a lot of people have been asking that they want to see or listen to Drivecast on the move. They want to be able to download it on an app. Essentially, I found a website called Mixcloud, and we're going to be uploading there from now on out. So I'll put the link in the description. I guess you guys can do it too. We're not sponsored. A lot of people were saying sponsored, sell out. If I was
guys, check out g2a.com for the latest games, reliable games. Link below in the description. Use keyword KYS.
Use keyword cancer for getting 10% off a checkout.
10% off.
Legit though, like even if this was paid, you know, I Mixcloud, you want to give me your sponsorship, nigga? That's cool, nigga. Yeah, so if you want to watch it on the go, they've got an iOS app and they've got an Android app. You can download it and you can listen to Drivecast on the go, essentially.
Yeah,
just follow my Mixcloud, and I'll give the link round to everyone.
Plug.
Yeah.
Plug it to my electrical outlet.
I need to make sure we mention that at the start of the episode, not 5 minutes in.
Oh, oops! Oh well.
Oh well. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I was gonna say, aren't the Burnout developers Criterion like all over the place? So you have the ones who are working on Star Wars. Aren't some working for Ghost?
Yeah,
yep.
Definitely.
And then you have those guys.
Three Fields Entertainment. It's not that hard to say.
I feel after the Star Wars thing that they're doing, I think my guess is they're gonna get canned. They're gonna get shut down when EA doesn't need them anymore, and they're just gonna get the boot.
They're gonna make a Burnout remix of Star Wars, probably. That'd be sick.
You're not being serious.
Give me right.
Star out.
Star out. Oh, cringe.
Oh, cringe! Shut the fuck up.
You're telling me that was... Imagine DJ Darth on the radio instead of DJ Tomica. Imagine. Tell me that's not cringe.
No, shut the fuck up. You use the word cringe more than anyone else I fucking
I like how
the word cringe
I like how you
more
said
than anyone else.
I like how he says wow cringe, but every video starts off like oh no, not anymore, but he goes like
CJ,
welcome to another video. And today we're gonna be brutally anally molesting my copy of Forza Horizon 2. So yes.
First off, it was Forza 6. Second, your video started off with you not even in the video screaming louder than I was. So if my videos are cringe, yours are just fucking retarded. So don't come at me, because yours are awful. And your Grand Theft Auto 5 poster still doesn't fit in the frame. That fits in the frame. Nor did Hop Shoot one. See, now what you do is you measure it. You measure it before you buy the frame, and you make sure the frame is the right size. I'm not sure, you might not understand that because you're a retard.
Jay, can we see the top of it? Can we see how much missing is on the top?
What? Which one?
The Hot Pursuit one. I know the GTA 5 one's fucked up.
Oh,
the Hot Pursuit one isn't bad, but it's still...
That GTA one's fucked.
Close. Oh yeah, the GTA one is...
So don't come at me. And your bed isn't even made. At least my bed's made.
Well, I don't feel like making my bed, you daft piece of shit.
Daft?
Production qualities over there are shit, fam. Anyway.
Well, hey, I'm a different type of YouTuber. I'm an alternative type of racing YouTuber.
Alternative. Whoa! You're definitely alternative. I'll tell you that now. What are you saying, Nana? Say it. Go on. I dare you.
I forgot.
No, you didn't forget. You're lying. I dare you to say what you're going to say.
That is shit. I don't know.
What were you going to say?
I forgot. I was gonna say... Oh, yeah! Why weren't you gonna shit-talk CJ if he just used the word daft? He just used a word that he doesn't know.
I mean, a lot of Americans do it. You see... No one cares about you fucking gypsy ass friend. Anyway, yeah, a lot of Americans are using English words which they don't understand. Like, don't use the word chav if you've never experienced the inconvenience a chav has given you in your life. For example, I was on a driving lesson the other day, and a bunch of chavs, about 6 of them, walked in the middle of the road. There's a pavement on the left. Why are you on the road?
Why not?
That's an inconvenience of a chav. These people say
that is the inconvenience of a chav. Chav.
It was the type of person that it was like this fat. How do I image? I'm not like she wasn't fat. She was just pregnant, probably. She's pregnant, white, blonde. Like, had tattoos all over her arm and back.
Basically, just a tweaker.
What, the flugger?
A tweaker.
To define a tweaker for me.
Listen to
you look great.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Can you not explain a tweaker, please?
I don't know what you just said.
Because
Listen to the inconveniences of a chav now on audiobook.
Tweaker, define. Because isn't tweaker something to do with drugs?
No.
Tweaking is something. No.
Well, it could be defined as a drug addict.
Tweaking is when you're like
people who constantly stay up, cleaning, washing, organising, power tooling, sorting, or otherwise keeping themselves busy doing many odd tasks.
That's me.
What?
That's what Urban Dictionary says. Or
Urban Dictionary is my dick.
A compulsive liar or thief, or both.
Those are not the definitions.
Well, yeah. What's the difference between a crackhead and a tweaker? The crackhead will steal your shit and bounce. The tweaker will steal your shit and then help you look for it.
Oh.
Anyway, that was the inconvenience of a chav featuring Cameron Coolair.
Download for free on audiobook.com.
Oh my god.
Okay, CJ, that wasn't needed.
Anyway, going back to the topic of burnout success. What's wrong with you two today?
Nothing, Dad.
No.
I'm ill, okay? You've got to take care of me.
Okay.
You don't sound ill.
I'm ill.
Let me get you some milk.
Oh man, I'm ill now.
I'm ill. I'm ill.
Let me get you some milk.
Right. Anyway, yeah. I think we've pretty much exhausted that burnout thing. Actually, one thing I do want to talk about, because we haven't talked about this yet. So we mentioned this earlier before we started recording about Criterion being one of the best developers, like racing developers ever. In my opinion, I'm going to back it up with factual information. So, Burnout Paradise, shit ton of awards. It got GameSpot of the Year. It got loads of E3 awards off the top of my head. And then Burnout 3 obviously was critically acclaimed. Burnout 2 was critically acclaimed. You know, Hop Shoot 2010 was critically acclaimed, as was Most Wanted. I hate Most Wanted. I fucking hate that game. But it still got a shit ton of awards and it sold well. And as much as we dislike it, it still did well. CJ, stop being a fucking retard. Otherwise, I am going to kick you.
Kick me in the balls, please.
Alright. What was I going to say? Yeah, so whether we like it or not, they are, like, an amazing developer. Especially before, like, Burnout was disbanded. Like, it was a huge thing before it was disbanded. Now, in my opinion, I'd say Criterion are up there. They're not on the same level as Black Box. They're not, like, God tier. Actually, no, I say they were. I'd say, like, Black Box is at the top, for me. And then
I think they're just a little lower if you were to categorize it, but they're still in their same tier.
No, I'd class Criterion as God tier.
I class it as Goddess tier, which is under God tier because it's a female.
Kill yourself. You're the type of nigger. You're the type of nigger to have loads of different subsections and just having. So I have 4. You have 24, just to make it a bit more complicated.
34.
It goes God tier. Amazing, bad, very bad. That's what.
No, he has like God tier, Goddess tier, King, Queen, Prince, Princess,
Kratos, and then you have Safari, and then you name loads of Greek gods, and he goes down like Olympus,
Olympic City, Underground 1.
Anyway, yeah, I'd class Criterion as God tier. Or what do you guys think of that?
That's not correct because it's got us tier.
It made me want to kill myself. I vote to kick CJ off the cast.
Yeah, I even just texted him right now to get the fuck off of Drivecast. Like,
okay,
leave, please. Thank you.
Oh, he's gonna fuck up the board now.
Oh no.
What if he? Oh, I was hoping you weren't gonna come back. Anyway, so yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think Criterion are god tier, or am I just speaking shit?
To be honest, yeah, they made a lot of great games.
The conversation has to go on for a bit longer than, oh, they made a few good games. We've got an hour to fill right now. How are we going to fill an hour with,
They made Hot Pursuit.
Before you can, I'm going to interrupt you right now. You're the one that usually goes on tangents, yeah? You're the one that usually goes on tangents for a good 30-40 minutes. So how the fuck have you only said a 5-second sentence? Now carry on. I need to get that out.
Alright, they made Hot Pursuit, they made Revenge, they made Paradise, they made all these great games, and, like, a lot of people, especially, like, 2014, 2013, kind of hated on them for some reason, because, like, oh my god, Most Wanted 2012, but...
Okay, you know what, to be fair, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. They made great Burnout games. Didn't make so great Need for Speed games.
I like Top Shoot 2010.
Yeah.
I like Top Shoot 2010, but Most Wanted was a mess. I don't think it's their fault though. I feel like not. Criterion as a developer, they were forced to make Need for Speed. They didn't have a choice. Yeah. If it was their choice, they would have carried on making Burnout games.
They would have made a Burnout, yeah. And well, the thing is, the map seems like it was designed to be a Burnout map.
So although it is harsh, like I'm not saying it's not, it's a very harsh move from EA, and you know the fact they got all the hate and stuff. Like, yes, they could have done better, but that's not their forte. Their forte is a Burnout game, and they're really being pushed out.
EA, they have put like fucking black box games to shit. Then Maxis. They put Criterion to shit.
They've also done the Maxis, Bullfrog, sorry. What else have they? They've ruined like so many companies that were once great,
and especially like racing game studios. Like,
I think now it's changing. Now I think in the past few years, I say from Rivals onwards, after Rivals' launch, when they announced the 2-year life cycle for Need for Speed, I think that's when it's changed. EA from then on out for the next 2 years, it was a healing process. But up until that point, they were very reckless, like extremely reckless. Like if they kept onto Criterion, then they would have had a Burnout Paradise 2 on their hands. If they gave Black Box a 2-year development cycle instead of pushing out a game every year, they would still be arguably around. And then on top of that, they could have brought a Ghost in, and then they could have had a bi-yearly thing going, you know, like COD does and whatever.
Yeah, but it's just like sad to think like what could have happened, what could have happened, and what much better could have happened. Like
it's a bit sad in that prospect of, if they didn't fuck up so much, we could have really had a lot of good games. But you can't think in that way because that's not the world we live in, sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, going back on Criterion and Need for Speed, they made, like, Hot Pursuit was amazing. They took Hot Pursuit and made Hot Pursuit. They took what made Hot Pursuit great and made a great game. Well, that's not the point. The point is they made the game and added on to make it even better. And then they made Most Wanted 2012, which, to be fair, was not supposed to be a Most Wanted game, but EA's like, hey, make this a Most Wanted game. It was supposed to.
It wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a Need for Speed game for start, and you could tell that. Like, I don't even like it as a Burnout game. I don't like it as a Burnout game. I said this before. I don't like it as a Burnout game. It's not extreme enough. There's no stunt runs. There's no barrel rolls. There's no flat spins. There's no, you know, like extreme takedowns. There's no crash mode. You know. And then it's not really a Need for Speed game because there's no story. There was no Most Wanted customization. There was no real gritty soundtrack. It just didn't fit. They tried to be a Need for Speed game, but they strayed off, in my opinion. That's what I feel like with that game.
If the game wasn't named Need for Speed, I would have said it was a great game.
I was about to say that. Like, what would you guys think about it if it was like a different, if it was a Need for Speed game but named differently? Like, name something else. What would you guys?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it wasn't a Need for Speed game, period, I would have had a different.
I didn't like the physics. I thought, you know, because with Burnout, and Nina was saying this the other day, it takes a lot for you to crash out, right? Like, for you to crash out, you really need to either fuck up, or it's just a little bit of it. Like, you've kind of hit something at the wrong angle sort of thing, like a curb or something, and you get unlucky. Like, it's either one of those two things. But with Most Wanted, the handling was really, really heavy, and if you wanted to make a sudden change to the other way, it was pretty much impossible. You know what I mean? No. As where in Burnout, if you want to pull the handbrake and go the other way, it will literally go.
Yeah.
And then as for takedowns, you could get taken down so easily in Most Wanted 2012, as where in Burnout it wasn't the case. And that's again. That's
I could run into the back of a traffic car in Burnout Paradise at like. Well, there's no speedometer, but I could imagine it being like 120, 130 miles per hour. No crash cam.
It depends on how you hit it as well, at like what angle and stuff. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then like even if you just run into a traffic car at like 20 miles per hour with like a lightened chassis, you're dead.
That's how it is in Need for Speed today. Like in 2015.
Not really.
Yeah, I've had like crashes cams at like 10 miles per hour.
I've had ridiculous crash cams.
You've been shitting running
I've had crash cams at slow speed, but they're few and far between, like extremely few and far between.
But regardless, Need for Speed from now on should not have crash cams. It just shouldn't, straight out.
I don't mind as long as they're A, skippable, and B, you can actually see the fucking crash. Because at the moment they've got that stupid flare.
Yeah, it's just they're just glowing orange and
because I'm not seeing my car and I can't skip it, so like I don't. It takes the whole point in a crash cam away. Yeah, I'd like to see that removed. I think kind of taking a step back from the drifty mentality. I think that's one thing they got wrong was the balancing of brake to drift. And I'm sure they know this by now. The balancing from brake to drift needs sorting out. But that's stuff they already know. Again, going back to Burnout, the one thing I felt they did really well. And I keep mentioning Paradise because that's my favourite. And I talked about this loads. But the DLC, it's a bit annoying how the only two companies who properly did pay DLC right, being Rockstar and Criterion, aren't around anymore. Notice that. Big Surf Island and then all of like the DLC cars were done very well in Burnout Paradise. And then obviously we all know about South Central and Midnight Club. Do you reckon there's anything behind that?
I mean, I just think looking back on these old games, just it pisses me off because, well, one, DLC wasn't as frequent, and if it was high of quality. That and just I don't like how there's like no racing game developers nowadays. But
do you not think that people are way too harsh on games nowadays?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because they're thinking, oh man, your technology has come far in the last 10 years, and you should be able to create this. They have sort of that mentality, like
I mean, just look at Need for Speed 2015 and its reviews, and the people. It still pisses me off to this day.
Do you not think it's more just due to the fact that we have social media now, and it's easier to voice an opinion?
I don't think
somewhat.
That because I don't know, because I wasn't at my age today as I was 10 years ago, because who knows, it may have been different 10 years ago, because right now, my friends at school are always shit-talking a few games. I wonder if we had that mentality 10 years ago.
So I don't think so. I don't think that would have been a thing. Because like when I have a cousin, and he's like 22 now. So like naturally he was a few years older than me, and like I remember like I used to go around their house all the time, and a lot of his friends would be there, and they'd be playing Halo, and it would never be like shit talking games. It'd just be like playing games and enjoying it around the sofa, playing split screen, that type of thing. The only thing they really moan about is like, you know, on split screen when like you know the map and you're screen watching.
Screen peeker.
Yeah, screen watching.
Stop screen peeking.
But that's it. That's like the most said moan. So I don't know. Like it's a bit of a weird one, really. I think a lot of people now take what they've got for granted and feel like they are owed something.
Yeah, I mean, look at the people streaming towards Ghost right now. Like, there's shit talking.
It pisses me off. It pisses me off because
I mean,
there
are people do.
Ghost is trying the best that they can to make a great Need for Speed game, and people are just putting them
They made the best Need for Speed game in years, and they actually listened to the community.
And
So-
I mean, they're still trying to build off of this one. Like they've realized the mistakes and their strengths with this past game, and they're gonna try and work on that in the next game. It's just people are just shitting on Need for Speed right now, and it just pisses me off.
Yeah, they're just complaining like uselessly.
You could call me a fanboy, but realistically, Ghost has done a great job, and I'm looking forward to 2017.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't care. Call me what you want, fanboy, fan, hype man.
Oh my god, you're a fan. I hate you.
I don't
Get
call
out
me
of
what
here,
you want.
fan.
I'm like I've said.
fan.
Niner fan. Anyway,
that's the one. There's a fan over there too. Look at that. There's a fan over there too.
There's one behind you, you fucking retard. You didn't have to move your webcam. Behind you.
There's no fan behind me.
Niner fan alley.
Oh, that's a good meme.
Fucking retard. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I've said this before on Twitter. Like, Need for Speed is like my series. Like Halo, I like to think Halo is quite similar. It doesn't matter how shitty the series gets, I'll still buy the games because it's Halo or because it's Need for Speed. I feel like I'd be the same for Burnout too. You know, if the Burnout was still a thing and they kept on releasing games and it was shit, I'd still buy them because it's Burnout.
Burnout Dominator. I hear Burnout Dominator is pretty shitty.
I've played. I want to say I've played all of them besides one and Revenge.
You haven't played Revenge?
I remember I had it on PSP with the UMD thing, and I played about like an hour, and then the UMD broke, and I switched out for Legends.
Hold up, you never played Burnout Revenge. Get that as soon as you can. That is probably, arguably, the best Burnout game, at least
it looks
me.
the same
the
as
first Burnout game I've gotten was
like
Burnout 3, and the second one I got was Revenge.
Yeah, I went backwards. I did. I played
here.
3 at friends and stuff, but I went backwards. So I played Paradise first, and then I went to 3, then I went to 2, and then I got I had the PSP titles in between. The thing is, back then the PSP titles were PS2 ports, so like you got the full game even though it was a PSP game.
Oh, that's weird.
Because
I'm playing like, for example, the Midnight Club LA remix. I know that was just Midnight Club LA.
And it came with Tokyo as well.
Midnight Club 3, that was the exact same, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's just crappier graphics because it's on PSP, but still. But then Remix was dumbed down a lot. So they just used the Midnight Club 2 map.
Yeah, I played Dominator, Legends.
Dominator.
Let me get the whole series up now, actually, because they released a shit ton of games.
Did you like when you played Dominator? Was it good? Because last time I played it was pretty shitty.
So long ago. Okay, so there's the original Burnout that came out in 2001, Burnout 2, Burnout 3, Burnout Revenge, Burnout Paradise, Burnout Legends, Burnout Dominator, and Burnout Crash.
Burnout Crash.
Those are all of them. So I've played Burnout 2, 3, Paradise, Legends, Dominator.
Oh yeah, for me it's the same thing minus Dominator and adding Revenge.
Yeah. So I'm missing on 1 and Revenge from the main series, really.
I played 1, 2. I got those off my PS2 emulator. I've played the 3 demo that came with Underground 2. I have Revenge right here. I have Paradise, and I've rented Dominator from Blockbuster years ago.
Blockbuster.
Wait, there was a Burnout 3 thing that came inside of Underground 2.
There was a demo.
It was a demo.
Yeah, it was a demo.
We are the lazy generation.
I remember I went around my mate's house and played that, and it was on the Xbox version, and the Xbox version he had was scratched and shit, and it was fucked. So whenever you went on it, it got stuck at the start menu, and I was so confused. And you could still play the demo, but the sound was fucked, and it'd go all the way through. It was completely fucked.
The Burnout 3 on the actual version came with a Underground 2 demo, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Yeah. I wish games did that now. That was cool.
It would make a lot more sense as well, actually.
Yeah.
But then people would argue because it's downloadable and shit, you can just download it anyway, because all you're doing is adding to the download. But
then make it a separate download off the disc if you want it.
I mean, they could make it a disc only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it does make a lot more. But again, back then it was kind of hard to access demos. I think that's why they did it. As we're now, to get demos back then, you would have needed to buy a magazine that comes with a disc.
Yeah.
As we're now, you can just go on the store and download whatever the fuck you want.
You know what else is cool? Is how like when a game that you put in after there's like a sequel or something would read your like memory card and when you had like a game like for example,
so like say for example like in Most Wanted, if you played Underground 2 you got 30k I think at the start or something like that.
You got $10 extra $1,000, yeah, so that added up to 30k and you needed that in order to get the golf. If you didn't play Underground 2 you couldn't get the golf.
See, that would be really cool for Need for Speed 2017 if they did that, if like they made it so they rewarded the old players. I mean, I feel like Forza do that with the cars though, because they've got Forza rewards, so they reward people who play.
Forza, you're a millionaire in 10 minutes. So
for Horizon 3, and they did this with Horizon 2 and Motorsport 6 and whatever. What they do is that for the people who have it on day one, depending on how much Forza you play, they give you certain cars. So I feel like Forza does kind of do that, but it's not quite the same because it's quite easy to get money in Forza regardless.
Yeah.
That would be really cool to see that come back though in Need for Speed 2017. Like it says, thank you for playing Need for Speed, or just Need for Speed TM, and then it says like, have an extra 50k to start off your career or something. But the thing is with that nowadays is that's what's in the pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just missing out on money if they do that, which is a stupid idea from a business standpoint, because people will pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I hate it, I'll still pay for it. Especially if it's Need for Speed, because I can trust Ghost.
I have a question.
I have an
answer. Talking about dumping more money into a game, are you guys going to get the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 3?
I need it. Because of the early stuff. Because I need to make videos on it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get it too.
Because, like, the thing is with this, I feel like I'm not so... Like, if it was my choice... I wouldn't pre-order it. I'd go in store and buy it day one on a disc.
Actually, I think
I could get though $100.
I think I could get away with it by not doing it because people don't watch me for the newest like gameplay like that. They watch me because of me, so I can get away with it.
Actually, you know what? Talking about that, I think I would prefer that, having people watching me for me.
Yeah, because I mean, my Forza Horizon 3 videos do shit. But the videos where I'm playing safety driving do well.
The thing is with that though, look at Theo. It's imbalance. It's not like Theo. Everyone goes to watch his personality, but at the same time, if he's playing a brand new game, everything just bumps up.
Definitely.
I like to think that's the same with me. People usually come for me, but then if I'm playing a brand new game or something which is interesting to people, like for example, Burnout today did really, really well, probably because people wanted to watch Burnout. You know, it adds to the base amount of views, sort of thing.
Then again, I want to be able to do that with like all new games coming out. Like I want to be able to do that with Mafia, Watch Dogs. Like I don't want it to just happen with Forza or Gran Turismo. I want to be able to like expand that, if you know what I mean.
I might do some Watch Dogs, like just that. I might start off with some car stuff.
Like, I'm obviously gonna keep doing car stuff and shit, but I kind of want to expand outward. If you know what I mean. But
what were you talking about originally? Before that?
Forza Horizon.
Oh no, we're talking about pre-order bonuses.
Ultimate Edition. Yeah, what I was gonna say about the Ultimate Edition was, I feel like I'm not okay. So if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd probably just go in store on day one in the UK on release day. I'd probably go to midnight release or some shit, to be fair, and I'd get it then instead. But I feel like because I'm making content and it's a lot more beneficial for me in the long term if I make the early videos on it. And obviously, if I change my Xbox to US, which it already is, it's Canadian at the moment actually. That means I can get it earlier than the UK gets it on early access, sort of thing.
Yep.
Which means I can make videos like right at the start, and I feel like not only like do I want to do that, but the people who watch me would appreciate that too, sort of thing.
See, with me, I'm kind of on the fence. I really want to get the Ultimate Edition, but at the same time, I think the stuff that Turn 10 do is really scummy, and how you only have like I think 7 months before the season pass runs out, and then
don't get me wrong, I would never do this for a motorsport game. Straight up, never. Like I don't give a shit if you're gonna give it me for free. I don't care. I'm not bothered. I would never do it for a motorsport game, but for a Horizon game, which looks like it's the best in years, Go for it. Why not? I mean, if again, like, it all comes down to the fact you wouldn't do it for a motorsport game, would you? But
why do I even buy motorsport?
Exactly. So like, it's only for Forza game you even buy. So like, why not? You know, like you like it's a bit hard when you're making videos on it because I don't really want to support them, but at the same time, I do want to play the game. I want to play the game, but I don't want to support the dirty practices. But to make the content early, I need to buy... I mean, I guess I'm going around it in a dodgy way anyway, by changing my Xbox to an American one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to cut corners, and I guess it's
criminal
working.
scum.
Still though, it pisses me off what they do and how you only have a season pass. I think should last for the whole game cycle. I think it should last for 12 months all year round. They do it for 7 months or whatever, and they release all of the cars that you wanted in that season pass pack, and it just pisses me off because that's the season pass that you paid. That's a season pass that you paid for, and then on top of that, you have more DLC coming out past the deadline of that season pass.
How many, like, I was looking through Horizon 2's car list, and the amount of DLCs, I was doing Stick or Twist, and I scrapped it, because essentially what was happening was, I got a number, I went to the number on the thing, and it was a DLC car, which I didn't own, so I kept on doing it, I had 5 tries, every single one was a DLC car, and I've got the season pass on Horizon 2 too, I've got the season pass on that game, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, I've had enough, it's bullshit. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I looked at my screen and I was like, what the fuck? And I just turned it off, and then I was like, fuck this noise. I'll go and make a video on Burnout instead.
Yeah, like, well, I think it's different with the crew, because you had the season pass that lasted until, well, I mean, to be fair, that lasted 5 months, but they didn't bring out any DLC past that, and then if you want to own every single car in the game, you only have to buy the season pass and the Wild Run expansion. With Forza, it's the season pass, and then like 5 other DLC packs.
It's not even that though. The crew actually fucking update the game.
Oh yeah.
As where Forza's dead. Like Horizon 2's dead. Like they don't support it anymore. It's just nothing there. And then with Need for Speed, you can get all the cars for free. Yeah, sure, the game's dead in terms of it's not getting content updates anymore, but you don't have to pay for anything. And that's what really pisses me off. What other developer do you know doesn't put microtransactions in the game? Doesn't sell DLC, doesn't even put any pre-order bonus bullshit. The only pre-order bonus stuff they did was giving you an increase in money, which doesn't even matter too much, and getting the M3 GTR, which you can build anyway.
I actually can name like 5 developers.
Racing developers? You can name 5 racing developers that do that.
Not racing developers.
I can't name 1 racing developer that does that. That's why, again, that's why I appreciate EA and Ghost and the way they're doing things now, because it's genuinely different. They've like, you can tell they've genuinely changed their act, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Need for Speed guy. I'm saying that because that's genuinely what it's like. If Ubisoft did it, I'll be like, yeah, Ubisoft's doing it. Ubisoft I can appreciate because they spend the money they get from microtransactions back into the game. Through the Wild Run expansion, through more cars like the F40. But Forza, their microtransactions goes into Dan Greenwald's pockets.
Honestly, if Need for Speed was shit, I would admit it. But Need for Speed 2015 isn't shit.
Can I hold you there?
Like, back when Rivals was a thing in 2014, I'm like, if this is going to be another Rivals game, fuck you.
Can I hold you there for a second? Because I've got an exact, like, perfect time to say this. Through 2012, all the way to Rivals, all we did was hate. Innit? Like, Craig It Up, all that thing was just...
I think Craig It Up was less hate, but more of more protest.
Protest. It's
love. What the fuck?
When I made it...
Craig.
Oh, it's more love. Craigie, David.
No, what I mean is... Like, we obviously protested like that because we loved the franchise and we wanted it to get better. We didn't want
That's what I'm doing with Forza, though. That's the same thing with Forza. The reason why I'm so harsh with the whole DLC bullshit is because it's plaguing the game.
Yeah, it's tough love.
If I go on a game, and I get a random number generator and I get DLC cars 5 times, which I don't own, even though I own the season pass, the VIP. I had the Ultimate Edition of Horizon 2, so I've got everything that comes on the Ultimate Edition, and I still can't, because I remember I got there was a few Fast and Furious cars which I didn't get, and there was an X6M or something like that, which was on DLC.
That's so scummy.
Yeah.
So and the thing is, it's how they release all the good cars after the season pass ends. That's the worst part.
That's what I was saying. Like after the season pass ends, then they release cars that you wanted in that season pass that you were looking forward to, but it's beyond the deadline of the season pass, which pisses me off.
I like Forza. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Forza fan, but the way they go around shit, it's just disgusting. It plagues games. That's the issue. It plays games.
Sounded like you were about to cry there.
I was about to burp. And I was about to burp. It came up and I was like...
games.
Anyway, it plays games, and it doesn't seem like they're going to stop. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, they say shit like, it's not going to have microtransactions at launch. It's how they word it, at launch. And then they put it in 6 months down the line when the game's, like, dying off slowly.
Didn't they say the same thing for Forza 6 Apex, that there wasn't going to be microtransactions, but then there was!
Well, that doesn't really make any sense if it's a free game. Of course there will be microtransactions in a free game.
I understand.
They said it with Forza 6 and Forza Horizon 2 and stuff, but they wouldn't say it for Apex, because that's a free-to-play game.
I remember they said that they wouldn't for Apex at launch, but at launch they did. Like... I mean, I understand having microtransactions in it because you need to keep the game alive somehow, but still, that's just
Apex
weird.
wouldn't have been that way because it's a free-to-play game. It doesn't make sense.
I understand that, but
you can't make money otherwise. You can't make your money back from it.
I know.
So then, why'd you say it then? Fucking retard.
You're a fucking retard.
Well, I'm not, because I'm quite clearly winning this conversation. Anyway, I think we've kind of exhausted that topic of Forza and stuff. Are you guys... Okay, so it's been a few weeks from E3 now. Are you still hyped for Horizon 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, for me, when I played Horizon 2, even after the first time I got it, it's like, wow, after doing 10 of these road trips, I'm bored out of my mind. But with this game, it looks like it's going to be less of that, because on Horizon 2, they really focused on have a ton of cars that are varied, and then you could do some championships. That's pretty much it. In this game, you could do so much more. For one, Australia is much more of a varied landmass in comparison to France and Italy.
And double the size.
And it's double the size.
Yeah.
Skyscrapers.
You have a varied car list. You have new game modes coming. In particular, that Flag Rush game mode, which I would assume, when I was talking with Jay, I said I would assume it would be capture the flag.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just a lot more to do in this game, and they just bumped it up a notch over Horizon 2, which is what I'm looking forward to.
I think I'm a lot more hyped now after a week of just letting it rest. I'm not sure why. I think I'm just a bit more excited for it. I think, again, I'm most excited for the map and being able to... I really want to, open up my experiences. With Horizon, it was very one-way street racing. I want to really try to get into the dirt area, you know. And, I want to try dirt, I want to try drag, I want to try drift, I want to try everything, circuit races. Because it's such a big open area with so many things you can do. I want to try and open how varied it is. I want to, especially with the customization, so I want to try to customize a Subi into a dirt car, a rally car.
Even small things, like putting a fucking horn onto your car is sick.
Beep, beep.
Also changing your license plates. License plates are a big thing that I'm looking forward to.
No, just the fact that I can make one of my Horizon stages a rally stage. I can do that because I can make my own races. So I can go ahead and I can make, say, one section. This is what I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking I'll have a rally stage in there. I'll have a few city streets in there for street racing in there. I think there's a track in the game, isn't there? So you can have a track day. You can have one Horizon event where it's literally just track events.
Where did you hear this?
I can't remember specifically where. I've heard that there's Bathurst in there. Is it Bathurst?
I heard it from the elves.
I heard it it was on Twitter. I think Jay might have said it, actually. Not on Twitter, you might have said it in a call. I've heard Bathurst in there. I can't confirm, obviously, but I think I've heard Bathurst is in there. What else? You've got the drags, which you could do, and you can mix them all up and you can vary it loads, and I like that. I'm looking forward to it because, again, it's something to play. It's something new. Having a new game is exciting. I'm not as hyped as I was for Horizon 2, but I'm still hyped. Because, like everyone knows, I was on some hype thing for Horizon 2. One question, and this kind of goes to CJ because Nina can't play Gran Turismo, but are you hyped for Gran Turismo Sport?
Somewhat. It's something to play, so yay.
I'm especially hyped for that game. And I think the reasoning why is Polyphony have never made a bad game. Name me one Polyphony game, one Gran Turismo game which is bad.
I want to say though,
Gran Turismo 5 Prologue.
That was a good game.
This game looks. I know it's supposed to be a full game, right? It's not supposed to be a prologue.
They say it's got enough detail for a Gran Turismo 7, but it hasn't. That's just bullshit.
Yeah, I doubt it. That's marketing BS.
For me, I think it looks like a prologue, and I feel like it's gonna be more overhyped than I think people are gonna be expecting it to be.
I don't feel like it's hyped. I feel more so that they're just. I feel like it's more of a revamp. I feel like they wanted to not they didn't want to call it a prologue. They wanted to do something else. It was just a segue for esports as well. I think that was another thing. It was a reason for pro players to play it, because if you're gonna attract pro players, the best way to do that is to have the FIA in there, and the FIA aren't gonna want to be in there if it's a prologue game. True. They want to be if it's in a full game. That's why they're advertising it in that way. I am still really looking forward to it though. So at the moment it's 140 cars, 19 tracks, which is still it's decent. It's not the Gran Turismo 6, which had 1,200 cars and like 100 tracks, but it's still like it's not bad, you know. Like it's not awful. I think there's a lot of like for prologue games. People often look at them because they're a demo, essentially, is what it is. But you can have a lot of content in that demo, like a hell of a lot of content. Like Gran Turismo
for 1,200 cars, how many were copies? Because I know there are different versions of every car.
There's like 10 NSXs.
388 premium cars, 838 standard cars is all it says.
I know there was like 10 NSXs and like 10 Integras.
So that means 388 cars had interiors. That's where 838 cars did not have interiors. As where in the new one, 140 cars all have brand new interiors, Ultra HD, all that shit, VR ready and all that kind of stuff.
That's pretty good.
Polyphony, in my opinion, have never made a bad game ever. People don't give Polyphony enough credit, you know. Like, there's not been one bad Gran Turismo game, just like there's never been one bad Burnout game, just like there's never been one bad
Burnout Dominator game. Burnout Dominator.
Dominator was the same as Revenge, I'm pretty sure.
No, the physics were bad and messed up compared to Revenge.
I don't think they were. From what I remember, they weren't. Just like there wasn't a bad Midnight Club game. A lot of these racing developers are consistent, you know. Besides Need for Speed as the franchise, a lot of them are well consistent, especially like Polyphony, you know, the whole Rockstar thing. But Rockstar always make good games, so I guess you can't really count that.
Well, they did make a few bad games.
Not really. They made one ping pong game, and that was to test out the engine, the new engine they had for Gran Turismo 4. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 4, sorry.
Nah, they made a few more.
Such as?
Manhunt 2. The second one, that was pretty, compared to the first one, that was pretty crappy. State of Emergency, Wild Metal, the first Red Dead, not Red Dead Redemption, the Red Dead before Red Dead Redemption.
They were bad games?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Look at the Metacritic, I'm pretty sure they weren't. I'm pretty sure they got highly praised on Metacritic.
Oh, and of course we can't forget about the table tennis.
Yeah, I wouldn't count table tennis though.
But it is a game.
Yeah, but it was more of it was more to test the engine than anything else.
Whatever.
Anyway, should we go on to the Q&A questions? We've got 10
minutes left.
Right. So the first question comes from Nixter9781, and he says, would you guys prefer the old system of vinyls in older Need for Speeds, or do you prefer the new system where everything's free?
I prefer the new system so much more. I think they
definitely
did a good job with it.
I prefer the new system, but I would like, why not both?
I feel like skewing should be a thing again, because I'm not sure you could skew your shit in Need for Speed 2015.
Actually, I guess there is kind of the old system, because you can do rap sharing. It's kind of similar.
There's rap sharing in Carbon.
No, there isn't.
Or Pro Street.
In Carbon.
Well, where was there rap sharing? What other Need for Speed?
No, I mean in Need for 2015, it's kind of got some of the old system in there, because you can download other people's raps, which is kind of the same thing almost, because it's presets, really, if you know what I mean.
What?
It's not that hard to understand. In Most Wanted, there's a bunch of presets which you could pick for vinyls. Now, there's a rap sharing system. They're quite
yeah,
similar.
I guess that's just updating the system.
Well, there's presets
I'm sure it wasn't
in the
even,
game anyway.
like... I'm sure they didn't even look at that. They were just like, "Hey, we should be able to have
I'm just making that comparison because it's like it's right there."
Okay.
You make me want to kill myself. Next question. The race you want to be. What's your opinion on the Keemstar versus Leafy grade and array stuff?
Fuck Keemstar. Case closed.
Keemstar needs to disperse from this website.
I think Keemstar needs to not die, but get off, get out.
He won't go, but I think it's just. I think it's adding fuel to the fire. It's pointless. It's stupid. Just leave him.
It's just giving him attention.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Anyway, next one is from XFastX, and he's given us a scenario. And it's. I remember reading this last week, and I was thinking this is really interesting. So he says it's
really interesting.
CJ, do you mind shutting the fuck up so I can read it? Fucking retard. Anyway, he says, it's December 2018, and Microsoft Studios have confirmed there's going to be a Horizon 4. It was going to be the last Horizon game. They are now asking you guys for the overall theme. It can be a future, steampunk, whatever. The rules are that it can't revolve around tuner culture because they want to differentiate themselves from Need for Speed, but it also can't be about motorsports. And to add this and make it a bit more interesting, we'll say it can't be about like music festivals either. What do you make Horizon 4 about?
It should be a theme. It should take place in India because it's shitty.
Right,
and the games can be shitty.
Nina, you want to go?
No, please talk, CJ.
No, CJ's genuinely lost his answer right now. He can't answer this one.
Alright, Cam, I want you to talk first. I want to see what you have to say first.
Alright, so what would I do? So you can't have it around better tuner illegal stuff, because that's like Need for Speed and the Crew. So I'm going to say, why not make it round coming up in the ranks as like a kind of like a Pro Street style of thing.
Yeah.
But it's open world. And like there's different, so there's like dirt sections and stuff. Why are you laughing?
Dirt, poop, dirt roads, poop, India.
Right. So I look at your face and I just want to fucking kiss you. Anyway, not you.
No, CJ, not you.
Fucking greasy fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna say something like Pro Street-esque, where like you have to go to certain events and make your way up the ranks, and there's not just like street races, but there's dirt races also.
Boat races.
That's my answer. So Nina?
I really like that idea, but I'm not a creative person, and I can't think of a creative answer. So if I could agree with you, that'd be my option. Cause you dumb as fuck.
India.
Right.
No, shut the fuck up.
No, next question comes from Zane Plays Dirt 3, and his question is, who
the fuck are you?
What's the best / most memorable car you've ever made in a racing game?
Acura Integra.
Again, you make me want to kill myself. I'm gonna say most memorable game you've ever made.
Oh man!
Right, I've got one. It was the RX-8 I made ages ago in Underground 2.
Ages ago.
I'm trying to think right now.
No, don't speak, Nina. Let CJ explain himself. Right, okay, so now we've got that out of the way with. Like I was going to say before you rudely interrupted me, you fucking cunt. I'm going to interrupt you all in next week, don't worry.
Oh no.
RX-8. So the RX-8 I made back in Underground 2, I remember it. It was like a white and it had purple like vinyls all over it, and it looked sick. It looked so nice. It was stance to the ground. It had the stock tail lights. I ensured no matter what I did in the story that I kept those stock tail lights because they are so nice. And that's always going to be in my head. I love that car. So that's my answer.
I wish I looked at the questions before we started, because of course for me, since I dumped loads of hours into Need for Speed World, that would have to be one of those cars. But off the top of my head, the one that I'm thinking of is I made a Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and at the time, it was one of the most OP cars in the game. This is like 2013 when it came out. It was one of the most OP cars in the game. Everyone bought it, or everyone who got like the boost points got it. Especially everyone in my crew that got the car because it was OP as fuck. And I think I kept the stock GT3 RS design, but I upgraded it to absolute, like, I think it was the highest class that you could get, which is S class, I believe, and I raced that like a champ. So I'll get back to it next week. I'll make sure to mention it. But that's the one car that comes to mind. I'm sure there's another car that I'm missing out, and I'm gonna have to look back on.
I know I'm missing out one. The R32 I made in Need for Speed, 2015. The white one, not the undefeated one that's got the carbon hood. I'm talking about like just the normal one, which I actually want in real life. That car not only performs amazingly, but that is my dream car. And Need for Speed was the place where I kind of molded it and realized this is what I want. So that's my answer too. That's my like secondary answer.
I would say car.
You say what?
Car.
Oh my god. No. You went real robot-y then, fam.
No, I was gonna say, if it's gonna be a memorable car from a game, it would have to be a game that's a little old or older.
I feel like for me, I liked the R32 up until then, but I didn't know what I wanted to do to it. Like, if you know what I mean. That's when I really decided, you know what, this is what I want to do to my R32. That's
because
why it's
I absolutely love what I did with the F40 in Need for Speed. I think I made that look good.
Like, Need for Speed 2015 has allowed us to like make our cars the way we want it.
And it's not like Underground 2 where it's random parts. I can genuinely buy those parts and actually make it like that.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so memorable. I mean, it doesn't have to be old for it to be memorable. The Last of Us was memorable. I only finished that a few days ago.
Going back on that question, like with the memorable cars, I'd have to say my NSX in Need for Speed 2015. 2015.
Jesus. You're copying my answer, you fucking faggot. Anyway, we're going to go on to the next one now. From Mia Link. His question is, what in your opinion is the most important aspect of a racing game and why? Physics and atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely those two.
I think if it had to be one thing, it would all come down to the physics.
Yeah. I'm gonna say physics and atmosphere. Atmosphere really sets the tone for the whole game, and then physics. Obviously, if your physics is shit, you're not going to play the game. So that's a must. Like the crew fixed its buckling issue, which I'm very very happy with. I don't have that issue anymore on the crew, like at all.
I mean, it happens still, but it's much more hit and miss than it used to be.
It's for me. I can relate it to crashing at 10 miles per hour on Need for Speed. It's few and far between. Doesn't really happen too much for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, next one is from ARA1N, and he says, what is something you look back and that you're not proud of?
We do not need Underground 3 Part 1 and 2. Oh, and let's not forget about the video called Stop Asking for Underground 3, It's Not Gonna Happen. Where I just go on for 4 minutes talking about how everyone who wants Underground is stupid.
Right, so if we're talking about something which is actually, like, deep, I'd say I think I put myself in depression 2 years ago. Or a year ago. Was it a year ago, 2 years ago? I think that, on a serious note, nothing, like, just life-related, I think that's one of mine. That was my fault. That was no one else's fault but mine. I did that. So, I'm gonna say that's what it was for me.
I think, for me, in about 2011, when I got my laptop, my first laptop in late 2010, and that's when I started playing World, because that was one of the main reasons why I wanted a laptop. And I was so invested in that game that the kid that lives down the street from me, who's a fucking prick now, fuck him, I used to be good friends with him, and I didn't really come outside that much. It wasn't like, oh man, fuck you, you're not coming outside, but it was more like, well, I'm kind of just, playing outside by myself, and you're not coming out. And there's this other kid who's like 3 years younger than me and him, who also lived down the street. So basically, I just regret not going outside and how invested I was in my computer. Still, though, fuck that kid.
If you weren't doing that, you might not have been here.
That's not necessarily true, because I go outside a pretty decent amount right now.
No, I said if you weren't playing World, If you weren't so invested in the world, you might not have been here.
Yeah, but it's not like I could have laid off it. Come on, I could have laid off it a little bit. I could have gone outside for an hour or two, maybe once or twice or 3 times every week.
You could have been hit by a truck. You could have been hit by a truck.
Maybe in that hour that you went outside, you would have not met your world friends.
Ooh.
That's true, but
that's
at the same time, there's other times where I wasn't on the game and I was playing some other games.
But at that point, your fate had already been sealed, my friend. And with that being said, that is the end of Drivecast episode 72. I think us three, as a trio, we've done very well today. So give yourself a pat on the back.
Yay!
Alright, so see you guys in the next one. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on Mixcloud. It's mixcloud.com/StraightUpHippo. And we will see you guys in the next episode of Drivecast. I completely messed up the outro. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to all our channels if CJ remembers to put the links down in the description below. And we will see you guys in the next one. Any last words before we leave?
Join my Discord.
Oh yeah, CJ's Discord is absolute AIDS.
Right, no one cares about CJ's Discord. Wild card.